Hi everybody, my name is Alicia, and today I'm joined in the studio by...
Michael. Hello.
And today's topic for discussion is free time before Facebook. So these are the things that we did before Facebook, maybe before we even had the internet in our households. I'm very interested to compare our life experiences. You always have stories about the evil things that you did when you were a kid, so I remember a truth or... Well, maybe not evil. Anyway, let's get into it. Would you like to go first? What is your first thing you did before Facebook?
Speaking of evil, yeah, you read my mind. I got into trouble. So for me, the internet got really big in my life around, junior year in high school. So maybe I was like 17. Before that, we didn't go to parties, we didn't drink a lot, and there was no internet. So what we did, or no like huge social media presence on the internet, so we would just wander around and climb buildings and stuff. Young adolescent males, you have all this energy, you're like a little puppy. And we would just kind of, break things, and nothing too bad. It'd be like sticks, it'd be trash. You just like go behind a building and like Lord of the Flies, pretty much. That's what I did without Facebook.
See, I've never understood that appeal. There were boys in my school as well who also like to break and kick things, and I can understand the appeal of sword fighting with a fluorescent light bulb. Because I sword fought with my brother with a vacuum cleaner extension one time, and my uncle yelled at me loudly, and I haven't forgotten that. I've always wondered what the appeal was of like kicking bushes and things.
Testosterone? I don't know. That's my answer.
That's my answer? Okay, good answer.
So yeah, what did you do?
Gosh, mine seem very tame now. I'm gonna go with the absolute antithesis, the absolute opposite of what you've just said. Barbie fashion shows. Did you do this?
No.
I assume not. Okay, I put Barbie in parentheses here because Barbie is a very, very popular toy. Maybe it still is, at least when I was little. It was a popular toy. It's just a doll. It's a doll, and there's tons of clothes and shoes, and you can do things with their hair. You can cut off their heads if you're one of those types of kids, whatever. But anyway, and I would like enlist my brother. I would make my brother play this with me. We'd get Barbie, and there were I had some Ken dolls too. Barbie's boyfriend is named Ken. No Skipper in my household though, just a series of Barbies. Skipper was Barbie's friend. Why I still have this information in my head, I don't know. But you just dress them up, and then, I had like a dollhouse as well, and we'd play games in the dollhouse, or like we'd make them walk down the, what was it? What did we use? We had a piano bench in my house, and so I would use that as the catwalk, and they would have to go down and display whatever bizarre fashion I'd put on them. But I put Barbie in parentheses here because we would also do, I thought about putting it on my card, fashion shows, but more commonly I think we say dress up. Like, my mom just gave me a box of her old, like, dresses and things, or, like, my dad's old clothes or whatever, and then we'd put that on and act out some kind of weird, like, game or some weird, like, make-believe, some pretend role-play thing. Yeah. Did you ever do, like, role-playing sort of things as a kid?
Yeah, no, I loved role-playing. I think the main difference, because I have a lot of friends that would actually do that stuff as well, but it's because they had a sister. For me, I have 4 brothers, so it's all just, it gets this cycle, this vicious cycle of just like, Rrr. So we played a lot of video games, we did all that stuff, that's my next card.
Ready?
Oh, twinsies.
Ready?
Dun, dun.
Ta-da! Samesies! Video games. Okay, what kind of games did you play?
I was a Nintendo kid, but we had everything. That was my life, was video games. We had like every single system. But yeah, Nintendo was for sure my favorite. Super Nintendo, Nintendo 64.
Yeah, we skipped Super Nintendo for some reason in my house. We went Nintendo 64. We had a PlayStation, though we rented a PlayStation for a while, and then we ended up buying it. We had GameCube too. PlayStation 2 as well.
A couple of nerds, man.
Yeah,
I think that qualifies. If you have that many and you can like list them, then
yeah. What did you play on regular Nintendo?
Just anything that's kind of retro, old-fashioned, I guess. Yeah, just Mario. All the platformers, those are my favorite. For me, because I was the 4th brother, so I was pretty bad at video games. Like, I remember playing Mario, and I wouldn't run. If I ran and you hold down the B or whatever the left one, it was too fast and I'd always die. And so I would just kind of like hold over and slowly walk. And my brothers, it was so painful. They're like, Michael, like, go, come on. So they just wouldn't let me play. And I just watched and wow, this is so cool.
I had the same experience though, but with my dad, because I'm the oldest. I have one younger brother, and I wanted to play because my dad would play. And there's a picture somewhere in my household, I don't know where, of my dad he's sitting on the floor like intently playing a game, but I wanted to play too. And so he just gave me a controller, but it's not hooked up to anything. It's just like me like, playing with my dad.
That's a memory I think every kid can relate to. I have that too. They left it unplugged and I didn't get why it didn't match what I was doing, but I loved it.
Yeah.
I'd go to the arcade and there's like the demo, right? And it's like Cruising USA racing game, and there's just like the trailer for it. And you just sit there, you hold the steering wheel and you have a blast, right? If you're under, I don't know, like 9 or something, you don't need to spend any money.
Right. It's true. It's true. All right. Great. So we both had video games. We could talk for a long time about that, but let's be adults. Okay. I guess I'll go to my next one, which is quite boring. Maybe you have the same one. I don't know. I'm sorry for just like staring at your crotch. That was weird.
It's okay.
Okay. So the next thing that I picked was pretty tame. I think most kids everywhere still do this. Just playing sports or playing music. When I was in junior high school, my dad forced my brother and I to play golf in the summertime. We had to get up early all during the summer and go play golf. I played volleyball. I played basketball. I was in band. I played saxophone. I played piano. My parents were very activity-centric. It was, in retrospect, looking back on things, I'm glad. But at the time, I did not want to do it. Did your parents make you do sports?
Kinda. Nah, not really. I can't lie. I think the grass is always greener on the other side, which is a proverb I know is in other languages too, but it basically means no matter which side of the situation you're on, you're envious of what other people have. So for me, because I never had piano lessons or was forced into band or extracurricular activities, my parents were supportive, but I just, it's kind of hard to handle 5 boys, man. So if we didn't really want to do it, we didn't have to. And now looking back, I regret not doing it because I wish I could play an instrument or do that kind of stuff. But a lot of my friends who did piano and all these, they had a really full schedule. Me and the bad kids that would, hey, let's go break sticks behind a building. There'd be those other kids who, no, I'm sorry, I got to go to, soccer practice, this or that. Mm-hmm. And at the time, those kids hated it. But I look back and I think they have really good skills and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, there's a balance.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think it's a trade-off. Like there are good aspects of both sides, and it brings to mind. I don't remember who said this. Someone said it was about college. It wasn't so much about elementary school or junior high school, but that you remember the times that you spend out with your friends. It's not the times that you remember studying for a test that stick in your head. It's all those times breaking sticks with friends or whatever it is, or breaking lights. That's the stuff that you remember. That's actually fun. Spending time with people. Yeah. Okay, that was my last one. What's your last one?
Wander around the mall. So this was the closest thing to social media at the time. You would go there, and that's where you would bump into random people, acquaintances, meet new people, and we would never spend any money. We were the mall rats. We would go and maybe like $1 we'd buy like incense sticks or like get a soda or something like that. But generally, it was just to kill 3 hours and meet people, get out of the house.
Yeah, that's true. Were you able to walk to your local mall?
Yeah, I mean, it was a long walk, like 20 minutes or something, but it was pretty much.
All right. So those are some things that we used to do before we had the internet, before we had Facebook. I think maybe you feel the same way now, too. Like, I want to go not do Facebook things right now. I want to go do something, make something. I want to go make something. Do you?
Yeah, but listening to your stories, I feel like it's a little bit safer post-Facebook world. You just sit in your basement, you don't do anything, but at least you're not like starting fires and breaking things. So.
But are we gaining weight? We have to find the right balance between sitting on Facebook and starting fires, maybe. What's the in-between there? This show?
Yeah.
Okay.
Subscribe.
Yeah.
Click this video right here.
Click something. Okay, so I think that we'll end the video there. That seems like a good place to stop. Thanks very much for watching. Please share what you did before the internet, before you had Facebook and social media. Maybe you had a few stories similar to ours. Thanks very much for watching. As Michael said, please subscribe so that you don't miss anything else fun that we have to talk about or anything embarrassing we have to share. Thanks very much for watching, and we will see you again soon. Bye.